Hi everyone, it's Bobby at Knitter's Niche. Today is March 2nd, 2024. It's a beautiful day down here in Naples, Florida. I'm looking out my window here. It's 80 degrees. It's a little bit overcast, mostly sunny. Another beautiful day here with the palm trees and the breezes from the Gulf. We're going to talk about what I'm wearing. And what I'm wearing is one of the sweaters that I have knit this month, well, February, last month. And I knit another sweater, which is right here. And we're going to talk about those two sweaters. And we're going to talk about what makes them sophisticated yet cozy at the same time. So that's our little theme here today, sweaters that are sophisticated yet cozy. So let's get right into it. This is the Lagom Sweater, L-A-G-O-M, and it is designed by Samantha Guerin. Samantha Guerin is the designer that had designed the Saltier Tee. It is a very popular sweater, and it was one of my very favorites that I had knit last year in 2023. The Lagom Sweater has a nice loose cable coming down the front. It has long sleeves, and it also has a funnel neck. And the funnel neck, what's nice about this funnel neck is when you're knitting it, there are no short rows at all in this because you're going to have the same height in the back as you do in the front. So you don't need to bring the back up because it is a funnel neck. So it kind of makes up for that difference between, because you know how you have to usually do short rows in the back? Well, by doing a funnel neck, you have the same height. So you don't have to worry about that. And it also has she calls it a hybrid saddle shoulder, which is right here, which is created with a make one left and a make one right on each side of 8 knit stitches. So the yarn that I had used, well, just to remind you, I did talk about this in my last podcast. It's Drops Soft Tweed Mix. And this is in the color Sand. And I had purchased 7, I think it's 7, pretty sure it was 7 skeins. And I had received this from Knit Toronto. Well, actually, I purchased it from Knit Toronto. And this has, I'm just going to tell you real quick here, 50% wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% viscose. It has 130 meters in it and 142 yards. And I have this left. So I have one skein left. So that's great that I could get a sweater. And I knit the size 3 in this. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the sleeves too. The sleeves in the pattern, I'll have a picture up here that you can see. In the pattern, it shows the sleeves being I don't believe there's any decreases, but I'll check any decreases through here. So I did decreases here. I knit 15 rounds, did a decrease, and my decrease was knit 2 together, knit all the way around, slip, 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 until the last 3 stitches, slip, slip, knit, and then knit 1, I believe. But I'll look at that also. Has a nice clean, I don't know if you can see it or not, nice clean decreases coming all the way through here. And I did everything to pattern, basically, all the measurements and everything for this particular sweater. But I love it. But, I do like a more fitted sleeve in my sweaters. I've talked about that before. I think you all know I do like that better. And I did the surprisingly stretchy bind off, but I did not do it in pattern. I did not, Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, but I didn't do it in the knit one, purl one bind off. I did it in the knit. I used a knit stitch bind off all the way around. It just created a much lower profile. It doesn't, and it looks really nice. Looks very nice. It's warm, it's cozy, it's sophisticated. It has really, really nice lines to it. I don't know if I can skip my chair back and you can see a little bit better here. Really nice lines. And what I'll do in a little bit is I'll take my my blouse out from under it. The blouse I have on is 100% Tencel, which was from Bamboo, and it is the most silky, beautiful blouse. and it feels so good to wear under your sweaters. And I'll put some information about the brand and what brand this is down below if anybody's interested. So this is their Lagom Sweater, and I knit this February of 2024, last month. So while we're sitting here, I'm going to put on this sweater. This is my next one I had knit, and this is called the Asterie. And the Asterie is designed by Natasja Hornby. And if you look, it has this beautiful floral motif along here and also along the back. This is totally garter stitch. So you do have all the purl stitches here. And then in the back, as you know, you alternate your rows. So one row will be a knit row all the way around. The next row will be a purl row all the way around. So when you do that, I don't know if y'all can see. See how that looks like a seam? Can you see down the back? And that's what all that is. You're not doing anything special here. It's just from when you go from knitting that round and then you're going to start purling the next, because you're actually going in a spiral when you knit in the round. So it creates, it looks like a seam. And let's see here, all along the side, it has the faux seam. And what this is a knit one below. And this, hang on here, I might have to go ahead and put it on for you so you can see it better. There's the knit one below, and it creates a faux seam going all down the sides and all on the sleeve too. And this is so soft. Here's the, okay, y'all, I got 7 skeins of this too, okay? And it's the Isager Eco Baby, and I got it from Wool & Company, ordered it from Wool & Company. They had it mailed here down in Naples, and I have 7 skeins. I knit the size 2. And as I'm knitting it, and since it's garter, when I knit it, I thought, holy cow, this looks kind of small. Well, it's not. Of course, I knew once I blocked it, it would be much better, and it was. Anyway, I'm going to tell you how much I have left. This is how much I have left right here. And this is 0.83 grams, which is a little more than 3/4 of a gram. So this is all I have left. So I got lucky on that. I got really lucky on that. But here it is. This is the Isager Eco Baby. And it is 68% baby alpaca, 32% organic cotton, and each skein is 50 grams, which is 150 meters. Hand wash cool, lay flat to dry. So I'm going to take this off real quick, and I'll put this on, and you can see how it looks on. I'm so happy with these sweaters, everyone. Oh, I was going to tell you real quick too. I left this long on the bind off on the bottom, and I didn't say this is a top down sweater, knit and top down, and it called for a tubular bind off, and I thought, you know, I kind of like the look. Now, I could have done it. I really could have, because I had enough yarn, but I didn't want to break into another yarn. I didn't want to break into another skein either. But if I change my mind, I've left this long so I can do that. But here it is again, isn't it? Oh my gosh, this is so nice. This yarn, soft tweed by Drops. You can see it has the little viscose in it, which gives you the little speckles of the tweed. Okay, so let's put on the Asterie by Natasja Hornby. Now this has such a beautiful feel. This particular yarn, you can, as it says, Eco Baby, you can knit baby items so you know it's going to be nice and soft and snuggly and cozy, because we're talking about sophisticated yet cozy. So let's go ahead and put this on. Now this has a different shape. Well, I shouldn't say different shape, because I did not do any decreases. It has the options. It's so pretty. It has an option to do bust darts in it. I didn't do the bust darts. It does have that in the pattern, and it also has, if you wanted to do some shaping through here, you could do shaping. And I did not do that either. This is really, really cute. So here you've got your faux side seams, as you can see. And I said that was the knit one below, is how you achieve that. Now, the floral motif on the yoke here, it is done in the same way. It's a knit one below. Very, very nice pattern. I also like to critique the patterns to let you know. The only thing I would say, I would not say this is a beginner by any means. Only because if you make a mistake, it's a little bit tricky to go down for those knit one belows and kind of sort things out. But if you learn to read your knitting, you know your stitches, a lot of times you can figure it out yourself. Now let's talk about how I finished it. Okay, the pattern set, because you're knitting from the top down, and then you come back and you're just going to do a little bit of finish at the top. It said to do single crochet all the way around. I'm trying not to get a glitter in my glasses. Single crochet all the way around. Well, I did it, and it just didn't look, I didn't care for the way it looked. So I went ahead and took it out. And I had very little yarn, but I did a slip stitch instead with the crochet hook. I used a crochet hook F. It said to use a crochet hook H, and I didn't have one with me. So I thought, well, I'll do the F and kind of do loose tension, and it worked out really well. I did the sleeve pattern, the decreases as shown in the pattern. I didn't change that at all. It's really, really cute. It just has such a sophisticated look, and I know I've said this a couple times, but it just really, look at this. Oh, also on the bottom, it called for a knit one, purl one ribbing. I decided not to do that. I decided just for a real clean look to leave it like this. Okay. So, alrighty. So beside me here, with my labels and so on, we're going to talk about what's on my needles real quick here. I love it so much, is the Sari Nordlund Turtle Dove shawl. And it is more of a shawlette. I'll have a picture up here so you can see the pattern, because I didn't bring my printer down here. And a lot of times when I come down here, I just decide, we usually bring my printer, but we didn't this time. And I decided, I've got everything over here, that's why I'm looking over here. I decided that I'll just have to do it off my iPad, and I'm kind of glad I did, because this is all charted, and once you see, you'll understand. Hang on here. Oh well, we'll do it this way. You'll understand what I'm about to say. The pattern is charted, and there's a lot of symbols, because you're going to start with 3 stitches, and then of course it's coming like this. All of the increases are make ones, and they are done on the right side of your yarn, right, your project, which would be this side, the right side, meaning the side that shows. Okay, so there are so many. It's grown on one side, So there are actually 3, the chart is broken up into 3 sections to fit it on each 8 by 10, or excuse me, 8 by, I don't know, is it 8 by 11, 8.5 by 11, whatever paper size is. It's broken down like that. So let's take a look at it. It is adorable. It features cables. And not only one, there's 3 different types of cables in it. And there are baubles. And I hadn't done a bauble before. I'd done baubles years ago. When my oldest daughter was young, I crocheted a blanket for her and had baubles in it. And I did baubles on that. So I hadn't done baubles. And the way Sari, and there's so many different ways to do baubles. And the way Sari has this in her pattern, it leaves them kind of, I'll show you. It leaves them kind of loose. They're not real tight or anything, but I don't think you want them tight. I think for the flowiness of this shawlette, you want them just to be a little loose and just kind of there. Just kind of there. All right, here we go. Let's take a closer look at it. Isn't it beautiful? It's so pretty. And I am on, I want to say I'm on the 16th row of chart 2, which is also called section 2. So I'm doing that. And once you do it, you kind of get into the rhythm and you can read it. So this is the back side of it. So it's not reversible, but that's your back side. And you start from here. It has I-cord edging, and the I-cord edging is done a little differently than what I have done before. And I think there's a few different techniques that you can use to form an I-cord edge as you go. I was going to tell you the dimensions of it so you can get an idea about how far I have to go. The length is 40 inches and the width is 11 3/4 of an inch. So the width would be 30 centimeters, 11 3/4 inches, and the length 100 centimeters and 40 inches. Now the yarn I am using for the shawl, the turtle dove shawl is, oh, hang on here. It fell on the floor. It is Rowan fine lace, which is baby Sari alpaca and fine merino wool. And this is it, the label. And here it is. And this color, oh, it's called Antique. The color's Antique. And I would say that this is a mauve color. And the yarn that I am using along with it is a fine fingering weight yarn that is merino and cotton. And this yarn here on top is, I used it, I had a skein left over. I had used that when I had knit the U knit. It's by Claudia. Tea is called Florencia. And the Florencia tea is one of my very favorites. It's the one that had the all over lace. I'll put a picture up here so you can take a look at it. But this is called Emilia and Philomene. And the type, they have a few, this hand-dyed yarn. The color is called Eugenia, and it is actually 50-50, 50% merino and 50% cotton. Now I will tell you, if you go ahead and knit the Turtle Dove Shawl by Sari Nordlund, I would definitely use very light fingering weight yarn along with a lace alpaca or mohair, or this has a very, very slight halo. I don't know if you could see that there. And I really didn't want to get too fuzzy of a yarn, which fuzzy is beautiful, because I really wanted the definition of these stitches to stand out. So the reason you should use a very light fingering weight yarn along with a mohair or a Sari alpaca is because you're going to get, your gauge is going to be off. And the reason you don't want your gauge to be off, you want it to be fairly, and I know it's a shawl, I understand that, but you want to have some drape to it. And of course it's going to have more drape once I block it out. So, I mean, we're talking, I don't even know if I'm 12 inches yet, possibly. So I've got a ways to go, but I really am enjoying this. And let's see if we can see the halo of that Sari alpaca. I don't know if you can see it. It's very slight. Yeah. But I think it's beautiful. I've never knit any of her patterns before. And if any of you have, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear and see what patterns of you have knit of Sari Nordlund's, because she is so gifted. She is such a, oh my gosh. I really enjoy and found this out, and I think I've told y'all before, I really do enjoy lace. And of course now cables I like. And you know, it's so weird. When you haven't been knitting very long and you know, you I've got a little bit of a mess here. You haven't been knitting very long and you think, oh, cables, that has to be hard. They're not hard at all. You're just moving them around. Hey, one more thing about this. Don't you just love this little traveling cable? Those are cables right here. Isn't that nice? So the pattern is very descriptive. The charts are good. She explains every tiny little thing. These 3 different types of cables in here. Here's the 3 different types. This is one, and then of course I call it traveling. I don't know if that's what that's called, a traveling cable. So anyway, she tells you exactly how to do each one, which, you know, you can't ask for any more than that. And that's what we want. You know, we paid for a pattern. We want it to be detailed. And her pattern, like I said, this is the first time I've knit anything by her. It was just extraordinary. So I'm going to set this aside before I really get tangled up here. Put that there. Now here's my other whip. And this is, I don't know if y'all can tell me what it is before I even say. It's so popular. It is the Magnolia Bloom, and the Magnolia Bloom is knit. Now it says worsted, and the only thing I found about this pattern, it was tricky to figure out exactly how much yarn that you need, because I think she's holding 4 yarns together, but yet her totals are like all 4 yarns together, because for the size I am knitting, and I am knitting the second size, it says I would need 3,000, just under 3,000 yards. So I don't think that that was correct. But what I did in Ravelry, I went, you know, you look up the pattern, and then you can go and look at the yarn ideas. You click on yarn ideas and you'll see what other knitters have used, what yarns they have used to knit this pattern. So that's what I did. And I looked up Lion Brand and a Lion Brand wool yarn, and there was, I think it was Wool Ease came up, and I think might be a little heavier than this yarn, but this is it. This is the new yarn that's out from Lion Brand has just come out with. It is called Local Grown 100% Wool, and it is 100% USA wool. It has a little flag on there telling you it's made all done in the USA from beginning to end. Its recommended needle size is size 8, which is 5 millimeter. It is a medium weight yarn, and the color of this one is called Cherry Blossom. Isn't it pretty? Cherry Blossom. Now, I was in Joann's down here in Naples, and it's a little bit of a drive because traffic is crazy. It's really not that far from us, but you really have to factor in the traffic because everybody's down here. Everybody's in Florida, as a matter of fact. So not just here in Naples. So anyway, I was in there and I thought, I'm going to search and see if they have this yarn. Well, they did. Now, normally this is $16.99 a skein, and they had it for $9.99. They had it for $9.99, and not only that, if you bought 2 skeins of any Lion Brand yarn, you bought 2, you got 1 free. So I ended up, my total was $39.96 for a sweater's quantity worth of this. I bought 6 skeins. The 6 skeins should get me there. If it does not, it's very, very easy for me to get more of this yarn. And I'm not too worried about having to get more skeins because I'm not worried about the shade either, about the dye lot. I'm not too worried about that. Okay. Oh, yes. I'm using a US 10, which is 6 millimeter needles. I'm using a US 10 on the Magnolia Bloom because I'm using a little bit lighter weight yarn, because it says worsted. All of these yarns that she's put together, it does say a worsted weight, but I think it's a little bit heavier. I think it's probably more of a chunky or bulky weight yarn. There are German short rows, and it's just in the back, and that's just a small little area. The yoke is knit in the round, top down. It has a folded over neckband, and I've done this before. And if you look, see how it's, I don't know if I can get it to come apart here, probably not, but you can see how it's folded over. You just knit it high and then you fold it under, and then you bind off on the inside there. So, and the lace pattern, the lace work and the baubles are nice. It's easy. It's really easy. So I started this before I started the turtle dove shawl. And the reason I started the turtle dove shawl is this was kind of getting to me. This yarn is rough. I can feel it. Now, I did not do a swatch and wash it or anything like that to see how it would do on my skin, because I don't have any trouble with wearing something under it. But I wanted to try this yarn, and I will let you know what I think about it as I continue knitting the Magnolia Bloom. The Magnolia Bloom, the designer is Camilla Vod, and last name is spelled V-A-D. And I'll put a link down below so you can go to Ravelry and take a look at all these beautiful Magnolia Bloom sweaters that have been knit. So that's what I've got going on right now. So let me do this. I'm going to be right back, and I will put both of these sweaters on without my blouse and show you a couple different ways that I might wear it. I do have some white jeans on right now, so I'll be right back and we'll take a look at that. Okay, this is the Asterie by Natasja Hornby, and this is without the blouse on. You can see the side faux seam here, and it goes on up the arm, the sleeve. Right here, you can see that. This is really cute if you tuck it in. I've got my white jeans on today. Tuck this in. It is really, really nice. I think what I might do, you could do that one on the side, might look a little better. I might, yeah, it's better. I might reblock this and give it a nice good stretch. When I get home, I did not have any of my pins here to block. I did bring my wool wash, but this is the best, and it feels so good on. I could probably have knit a size larger just to get a little more positive ease here, but don't you love these sleeves? But I only had 7 skeins, so that's what I worked with. I kind of figured it out, did a swatch, and thought, you know, I am just going to be able to knit the size 2 instead of the size 3. But don't you love it? It's beautiful. Look at this. Isn't it nice? So nice. Back. Isn't that cute? It kind of reminds you of, like, I want to say like a seed head, like maybe if you had a dandelion. It just kind of reminds me of that. Of course, it's longer here than a dandelion. A dandelion would be bigger and come on up here, but isn't it beautiful? I love it, and I really like the yarn, y'all. Like I said last podcast, I am going to search out yarn that is gentle enough for babies and probably kind of try to go that route. I know with the Lion brand that I just bought, that local grown yarn, I don't know. It's probably going to be a little bit rough, but I wanted to use it because it's new. I was so curious about it. Okay, so here we go. Let me put this down so y'all can see again. I did not knit it any longer than it said, but this is just how this garter is. You know, it'll bounce right back a little bit, but isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Look. Cute, cute. Well, let's do this. I'll show it to you. So cute. Very cute. Okay, I'm going to turn this off and I'll be right back, and I'm going to put on the Lagom, and you can see it without the blouse underneath. Okay, this is the Lagom, L-A-G-O-M by Samantha Guerin. It is really nice. Now this yarn, you know, I thought I was going to get off easy. I'm knitting with it. It does feel a little bit scratchy to me because I have that tendency to have that issue. But here we go. It's got the modified, the hybrid saddle shoulder, the loose braid down the front, cable braid down the front. It has the funnel neck, as you can see. Now, there is no short rows back here at all. So it goes along with the front. By doing this funnel neck, it just gives it a total different look. Now, I only did the funnel neck 1.25 inches. The ribbing, excuse me, the ribbing 1.25 inches instead of the 2 inches that it said to, because I thought if I have any problem with this itching me, this is going to be too high. This is going to be too high. Again, that was with the Isager, is it Isager? No, that was the Drops. I'm sorry. It was the Drops soft tweed yarn. So let's tuck us in the side a little bit with my white jeans. Cute. Let's try it in the middle. See if that looks any better. I just like that look. I see I'm short. I'm short, so I can't. Okay. I'm 5'4". I always thought I was 5'4", but my husband's like, "Are you sure? I think you're 4. I don't think you're 5'4". Well, I'm 5'3", I guess. Maybe I've shrunk. But I kind of have to understand that I am short. I'm proportionate in each, proportionate, but I am short, and I have to understand that if tops go a little bit too long, I'm going to look disproportionate. So, and here's the sleeves again. Now, I'll put the picture. See, my nose is starting to itch a little bit. I think it's the yarn. I'll put a picture here to show you what the sleeves look like. I believe there's no decreases. Again, I'll make sure. No decrease. So it comes here, and actually the cuff is wider too. It hangs down. But I wanted more of a fitted look, and I have room here. I mean, I have room. But I'll put down in the description down below what my decrease rate was, how many rounds I knit, and where I put my decreases to let you know how I did that. But this here again, we're talking about, it's sophisticated yet cozy. And this is the perfect example with the cables. It is sophisticated yet cozy. So cute, so cute. Okay, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping to get another video in before we go home. We will be going home the first few days of April. I think we're going to head back to Alabama. And I think maybe you know what? I need to do another podcast because I want y'all to see that little shawlette I'm working on. It is so nice. I want to show everybody and tell you all about it when I have it done. And I want to go over the Lion brand local grown yarn again. So, okay, y'all, I'm going to get to editing this and try to get this up in a couple days. Thank you all so much. I appreciate y'all. We are almost to 10,000 subscribers. So I'm going to keep on making these, keep on taping these podcasts and episodes, and you can keep on watching. And if you've got some friends that love to knit, this could possibly be something they would love to watch too. Just let them know about it. Thanks again. And I'm so happy to have y'all as fiber friends. I've gained so many friends. All your comments, I do read all of them. And I appreciate that so much. Some of them I can't get back to you right away since I'm on vacation. I'm so sorry, but I will. I will. Listen, take care. Have a great day. Hey, you know what? Go out there and knit the day. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.